Bless Online is still coming to the West, Magic the Gathering is getting an MMORPG, all that and more. I'm Zach Sharpson, this is Free to Play Weekly. First up in the news this week, ever since Game Ago and Aria Games announced that they won't be bringing Bless to the West, its Western future became quite bleak. However, NeoWiz reaffirmed its commitment to bring the game to Europe and North America, but this time with their own hands. First, however, they want to make sure that the game offers the best gameplay experience to players. Apparently, these issues all stemmed from the game's combat system, and Aria was just unwilling to wait any longer for NeoWiz to finish their improvements. Quite honestly, I'm happy they've decided to do it all on their own, but I'm much happier the game's Western hopes are still alive. What about you? During this year's E3, one of the bigger news stories for the free-to-play space came from Bethesda for the free-to-play CCG Elder Scrolls Legends. They announced that a new expansion would be coming to the game called Heroes of Skyrim. This expansion adds 150 new cards to the game, and we can also assume that it might also bring forth a new story campaign like the Fall of the Dark Brotherhood did. In regards to mechanics, the game will include companions, which are a spin on the game's previous expansion's change ability. Bethesda promises even more info on the expansion in coming weeks, and when we hear more, we'll be sure to let you know here on MMOBomb.com. In other card game news, things are not so bright for Magic Duels. Wizards of the Coast is ceasing development on the free-to-play CCG, mentioning that there's one more expansion coming out for the game, then nothing more after that. What's odd is the game still boasts over 3,000 concurrent players every hour of every day and has a recent review score of 80% on Steam. So it doesn't seem as though the game is failing, but rather is doing far better than a lot of games I see on Steam. What is even more odd about this whole thing is apparently Cryptic Studios and Wizards of the Coast is now working on a free-to-play action MMORPG based off of the Magic the Gathering universe. So they're essentially shutting down a successful card game to put all efforts into an MMO? I mean, it's just all a mess in my opinion. That said, as we hear more about the new Magic the Gathering MMO, which I'm interested in hearing more about, we'll be sure to cover it here on the channel. Developer Yorin and publisher Gravity Interactive's browser-based entry into the Ragnarok franchise Ragnarok Journey hit the Steam platform this week. Since then, it's not been receiving the best reviews. In fact, right now the game has a 21% rating, and as a result, the reviews are deemed mostly negative. Most of the complaints stem from the fact that it pretty much plays itself with little needed interaction by the player. Almost like Ragnarok Online, but with bots allowed. Considering botting is a thing that happens in pretty much all games, it's time for the question of the week. Last week on the show, I shouted out the Payday 2 promotion where all you had to do in order to get the game for free was click the install button on Steam. This week we're doing a question, so if you wish for your comment to be possibly featured on next week's show, make sure to leave a comment down below. This week's question is, what do you think about botting in MMOs? Do you think it warrants a permaban in all cases, or should there be exceptions? Curious what your guys' stance is on this one. Last up in the news this week, for those of you who bought a Founder Pack, Phoenix Labs has announced that the Founders Alpha for their highly anticipated title, Dauntless, will begin on August the 18th. Let me clarify though, because it's somewhat confusing, this alpha is only open for the top tier pack holders, aka Founders, not just anyone who bought a Founders Pack. In this alpha, players will be able to explore the Shattered Isles and hunt its wide variety of behemoths. Don't have a Founders level pack though? Well, lucky for you, there won't be an NDA, so content creators will have free reign to produce content for everyone to witness. All in all, I'm glad to see this title move closer and closer toward full release because I've been craving a Monster Hunter style game on PC for quite some time now. You know what I also crave? Giveaways, of course. Yes, head on over to MMOBomb.com, check out damn giveaways, bookmark the page, and check it daily to ensure you never miss one. As for myself, signing out until next week's show, my name is Zach Sharpson. I'll catch you guys next time.